close. And my question is always, okay, I want you to really explore what it is that's keeping you from asking for what you know you are worth. What fear is holding you back from asking that question? And, you know, the men around me have always been able to ask for what they want.
Right. And we just don't have so well developed, do we?
We don't have a lot of times the negotiation skill, or, you know, we're such nurturers that good enough shows up. And good enough is, I don't want to make waves. You know, I really want the job. If I speak up, they're not going to give me the job, which, by the way, is not true. Not only will they give you the job, they'll respect you more for it. They don't even realize that they respect you less the moment they offer you less, but they do. The moment you speak up and say, whoa, 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 you know, this is what I'm expecting for this role, this is the value of this role, and this is the value of what I'm going to bring to the company, it will change how they see you when you walk through those doors and collect that paycheck.
Yeah, that's powerful. It's very moving too. And how does this, your focus on the power of choice, play into this, and how you speak to women, help empower women?
So everyone thinks breast cancer was a defining moment in my life, and it was one of them. But I actually remember the day I was in a workshop, and the leader said, everything that you do, I was about 24 years old, and they said, everything you do is a decision. Everything that got you here was a choice. And I was sitting in that room, and I was trying to make up all the reasons why that wasn't true. I was saying, but my mom died. I didn't choose that. And someone in the room spoke up and said, you know, hey, my significant other died, and how is that a choice? And of course, the conversation was that, you know, the choices are what you do with what's handed to you, because not all of it is necessarily your actions, but it's what's handed to you and what you do with those things. But a lot of it is the conscious choices you make on a day-to-day basis. And that was my biggest aha moment of my life. Because when you start to think about the power of the choice, the power of choice is this. It's choosing to get out of bed when your alarm goes off. It's choosing to brush your teeth. It's choosing to eat breakfast or not. It's choosing to go to work or not. It's choosing to get the education you need or not. It's choosing to get married. It's choosing to have children. It's choosing to fight the cancer you've been diagnosed with. It's choosing to get out of bed when you just don't feel like it. It is literally every single moment of our day is a choice. And when I recognized that, and when I said, holy crap, I've been in power this whole time and didn't know it. That was the day that my life changed forever. When I understood that I was in power of what this was going to look like, I was in power of where I was going to go in this world and in this life. I was in power of how I felt every day. I was a new person, and I haven't gone backwards. And there are days when I make the decision to cry. But now it's a decision, and I own the outcomes, because in a choice, you own the outcome. When we walk through life like a robot, we own nothing. It's everyone else's fault. The power of choice changes your life.
Yes. I know I feel the power of your conviction, and it uplifts me just even thinking about that and being reminded, right? Because, you know, when we're in the midst of it or swimming in our own pond, it can be really hard to see what's possible, that we have a choice, right? That was the thing that, you know, people in your room didn't see. And so how do you support people in terms of, you know, is it a coaching role or is it a consulting role? How do you help people become more empowered around this?
So the empowerment part around this is mostly coaching, but I will say that even in my consulting, I bring the power of choice in to help CEOs see how they are affecting the culture or affecting the outcomes of strategy. But in a coaching relationship, what I really work with people on is recognizing, right? Recognizing the choices that we've made that got us here, right? There's the lesson. And then owning it, owning the outcome. So I did this and this was the outcome. That's on me, right? Not making yourself bad or wrong, but recognizing that your choice created the outcome, good or bad. And then from that place, really understanding and defining where you wish to go, and then recognizing the choices you have to make now to get to that place you say you want to go. So it's really not only helping them see what's next, but then helping them to recognize the choices they have to make on a moment-to-moment, daily, weekly, monthly, basis to get to that place they want to go.
Right. And you're an expert at guiding people along that path. I've seen you in action, and I know, you've worked with over 70 companies and various roles in supporting them to achieve what you help them clearly define. And, let's talk about that a bit, right? Because people all say they know what SMART goals are, but how many people do you come across in your work who've actually put that into play?
Yes, you're right. Everyone knows what a SMART goal. I'm not going to say everyone. A lot of people know what a SMART goal is. What people tend to say is, well, I set goals and I'll check them at the end of the year before I start, set my new goals. And a lot of times I've achieved them. And that is because that's not intentional driving of goals. That is literally, maybe you put something out to the universe, you wrote a goal down, and maybe you got to one or two of your smaller goals. But when you truly create goals and you are committed to the outcome of those goals, then on top of the SMART goals, you have to create the intentional action that you are going to take, each day, each month, each year to attain the goal. And then what that creates is intentional action. And from intentional action, we create intentional outcomes. And that is the way that we can actually work a little less to gain a bit more. But people stop at writing down the goal and then they're done. But until we understand the steps that have to be taken to get that goal accomplished, most likely you're not going to get to it. Or if you do, it might take you a year when it could have taken you 30 days. So the big thing I coach around is how to take that intentional action and move yourself forward intentionally every day, because we do get distracted by those bright, shiny objects without that plan.
No doubt. So talk to us about your next book and when we can expect it and the process and what is the message?
Sure. So She Strategy was all about, there's a coaching piece in it, and then it brings you into really how to plan strategically. It's an actual workbook. And so that's been really well received. Now, in the process of the entrepreneurship work I do with women, what I recognize is a lot of them were saying things like, I don't love numbers, or I don't like numbers, or numbers hate me, or I'm not a numbers person, or I don't understand, or my attorney, I don't even want to talk to my accountant. He makes me nervous. And so I said, you know what? This is what I do. I love numbers. I love, love, love numbers. So my next book is called She Knows Numbers. And what it is an very simplified how to look at and how to read and how to understand your numbers so that the fear of numbers goes away, so that you gain confidence. So when someone says, hey, let me look at your P&L, you know that your P&L is your profit and loss statement, which is also your income statement. And all they're trying to understand really is whether or not you've gained a profit. And if not, why not? And really simplify what numbers do for us and how to utilize your data to really make strategic decisions in your business. And so what I've done is I've taken all the textbook knowledge of numbers, and I've simplified it down with drawings and arrows that show the relationship between the numbers, but I actually tell it to you very simply with definitions in regular person speak, so that it's not scary and so that you gain that confidence, because we have to understand our numbers, not only to make decisions, but to ensure that no one commits fraud. In a lot of companies that I've been in where fraud has been committed, the CEO didn't understand their books. And so it's an oversimplification.
Right. And so I'm going to encourage everyone to pick up She Strategy while it's available, and keep your eye out for She Knows Numbers. And you can find Julia at shedefined.com. And Julia, what would you like to offer up to our readers as a takeaway from this conversation? I know I've got a whole list of things, but what would you like to say?
So I think really just own the truth that you are worthy and valuable and gifted and unique and special, and respect that in others around you and support them when they need it, and love and support yourself every day.
Well, that's beautiful. And I hope that you will all take that to heart and listen to this, download this, and use it. Thank you so much, Julia. And thank you, everybody, for being with us today. Julia AQUINO from She Defined.